5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's live.
This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen on your podcast platform.
You know, I didn't quite catch up in time. I didn't think you'd be that quick, to be honest with you, mate. I thought you'd gone. You went off for a pee, ladies and gentlemen. I thought you'd be gone, and I would introduce this on my own and then bring you in. So,
it's not.
Oh dear. Look, first of all, 1-0 to the Leicester boys.
Yeah, difficult game. And as I was just saying offline, I mean, some of the results in the Championship this week are like mind-boggling.
Yes. I mean, totally and utterly. Well, there's another couple of zeros in there as well. Northampton Town beat Leicester City 2-0. Very happy. Well done, Luke. Well done. Again, I've got quite a soft spot for Northampton. I don't see them as rivals as such, but I do like them. They're sort of just down the road. But look, the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. He gives us, and I'm going to say, a hard fought, but probably smash and grab victory today. And then, well, look at those three. This was supposed to be about Faze. And then Justin, I thought, all right, let's sneak a bit of Justin in. And then you messaged Tom. Tom messaged me about Fatawu leaving. So let's go to that first of all. Now, the thing that it's come through, which is LCFC news, I'm not being disrespectful to them, but it's like me putting one up saying Marty's going to go to Barcelona. You know, it doesn't mean anything. But when I went on and had a look, the link that they'd put in was Indie Killer, I think it's pronounced. Indie Killer News. And to be honest with you, if you look at Indie Killer News, they've got 654,000 followers. 5 journalists, and kind of they deserve some sort of respect. I mean, I was watching just a sidetrack very quickly. I was watching a show yesterday about Fabrizio Romano, and they're saying how people are getting absolutely fed up with him. You know, where before it used to be, here we go, and you knew it was going to happen. Now he's as wrong as often as he's right. And you get about 5 different posts about the same signing. You know, he's been linked. He's travelling over. He's having a medic. You know, he's become just another. And I very rarely use him. And I've never really used Indie Killer News, to be honest with you. But fair enough to them. Like I say, exclusive, it says here today, we understand Liverpool Football Club have Abdul Fatawu on their shortlist. Fatawu, 21 years old, is a Ghanaian professional footballer who plays as a winger for LCFC. And thanks, Indie Killer, you actually had to add today's goal as a video. Yeah, I know. I was kind of hoping that with us selling Casey McAteer, that may take the pressure off us having to sell. Look, so far we've made 42 million pounds in sales. I'm taking off 2 million of that for Madsen Manson sell on because they had a bit of a sell on clause. Although having said that, if we'd got 5 million for him, I think it would have been a steal at the moment. Watch those goals today. He did not cover himself in glory on a couple of them. But when it's Liverpool, they're going to really test us because they can spend, can't they?
Yeah, they are. And to be honest, it's like with Mongot at Seagrave, all the top clubs, they've all got the scouting networks all throughout the country, right from non-league through to, it's all in place for all these clubs. They all know, they've all got the stats on all the players.
Yeah.
Got folders on them, spreadsheets, etc., etc. So when he comes up with a goal like that, because what's interesting with Fatawu, when you look at the market value of all these three players, is Fatawu is based on the same market value as the other two, which seems absolutely ludicrous.
Sorry, I was just trying to read something. It's very, very small print. Yes, it is. We can't, from a personal point of view, from a Leicester point of view here, we can't afford to lose him as well, can we?
Well, just this game, he's got us 2 points. If he was fit, would we have maybe caused Spurs and Man United to have itchy, twitchy bums? We would have done. He probably might have got us another 8 points in the Premier League. He is a match winner. And you've got your wish list. Thinking, well, how many players do we need to sell? Are we reaching the point where we've sold enough players? But then, like you say, it's like just into Leeds. I always doubted that because would you go to a club that probably statistically is probably going to get relegated back to?
We will come on to Justin later.
Fatawu, like you said, Liverpool is very different. It's very different, and also they play fast, dynamic football, which I'm sorry, it's got to be appealing, isn't it? If Liverpool did come in for you,
yes. And let's say this was, I'm trying to think who else has been. Everton were linked with Fatawu, weren't they? Yeah. Now, no disrespect to Everton, who lost the game last week. They're not. I know they're in Liverpool, but they're not Liverpool, are they? The poles apart. Liverpool come knocking. You've got to kind of listen because where Everton might have offered 20. You might get 35 out of Liverpool. I mean, interestingly, and I was just checking here, because if you remember when Arne Slot came in last year, he hardly spent, I don't think he spent a penny in the transfer window. They have spent so far in this transfer window, and this is why I am falling out of love with football, they have spent more than £300 million. I know. It doesn't compute. All right. They've sold Diaz, Nunes, and Quanash have left the club. They're still after Isaac. I think that's and Gehu as well.
Yeah, when you said they're after Isaac, I'm thinking, stop, please.
Yes. That said, Isaac, Gehu, Fatawu. I'd have them in that. If I had to buy one, I'd have them in that order from Liverpool.
Yeah. I think Liverpool have got a very strong side. I mean, they did win the Premier League by default, which is how we won it because Arsenal just basically, the son-in-law is in grandson, they support Arsenal. They should have signed a striker in January. They didn't, and that cost them. That apart, I think they would have given Liverpool a run. So it's crazy that he spent no money, and they, like you quoted, that ridiculous amount of money, and that's so far, Chris. That's so far.
Yeah. I can't. There has to be a limit to their spending because of PSR, as Aston Villa have found out. They've been sort of bitten by the PSR bug, haven't they? They want Isaac. They are desperate for Isaac. And if Isaac goes, his head's been turned.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to play for Newcastle anymore. He's doing everything bar, that he can do to get that move. Whether you agree with that or not, I think, I'm sorry, who's paying your wages?
That's bonkers that you literally think you completely wash your hands of the club that is a brilliant northern powerhouse. It's crazy.
I mean, Newcastle, you could say they're the sleeping giant. And I think a lot of people, when they were bought out, everybody thought, oh, here they go. They're going to be, the new Man United and what have you. But, no, Liverpool's the bigger team, definitely, out of the two of them. And I'm just, I said this earlier, and I made a point with Jim, and I hope he understood why, that, I'm not criticising Leicester, but this is a season when we've probably got to bite the bullet. And it's all about PSR this season, not about anything else, because hopefully we can settle PSR, and we've got a clean sheet. It's gone. It's not, going to bug us anymore. We've got those 3 years out of the way. Every player's got a price, haven't they? And if Liverpool, I wasn't really so worried about other clubs because obviously it's been linked with lower Premier League teams, and I wasn't so bothered about that. But Liverpool worries me. And every player's got his price, and I think if they came in with £50 million, I mean they're unlikely to, but let's say they do, because he's under contract for 3 seasons. All right, let's say it's 50 million, and we know we've got to make money for PSR, so we say, all right, give us 40. Do you accept 40 million for him?
I think you got it, Chris, when you said about Monger as well. If Barcelona came in and bought him and said, but keep him as developing player, you can't argue with that sort of money, and that's where we are, and that's where Liverpool are. You're never ever gonna. Because like Rob Tanner said, it's if the player wants to move as well.
Yeah.
And it is that, if they think, because Liverpool is a dream thing, it's just will he get first team football? Will he get the reasonable chance to fight for first team football?
Well, that's the thing. It's World Cup year next year. I'm sure he wants to be helping Ghana to reach the World Cup. As indeed we would, because that will increase his value if he's seen on the world stage. And will he will get, if he is fit, there is no reason why he shouldn't start as many games as it is possible to. I mean, obviously there's 46 games without the Carabao Cup, so it might be 50 with the FA Cup. If you can physically start that number of games, and he probably can because he's young, he would want to play all of those to give him a best chance of playing in the World Cup, because that's what every player wants to do. He's not necessarily going to get that at Liverpool. But at Leicester, unless he gets injured, pretty much you're going to be starting him every week, aren't you?
Yeah, you are. And I think it's what's interesting to me is the market value of these players. So is ranged in between like 11 and is it 15 million pounds, and that to me is like, I just can't grasp that level of value they put on him.
No, I mean, if you think
McAteer went for 11 million.
Yeah, well, 12 million he went for. Yeah, plus 2 million with very achievable add-ons, I believe. Now, if we can get 12 million, and we have to say, look, this will hurt people, but we have to say, well done, John Rudkin. Having turned down 7, was it, or something from Sunderland in January. If he's worth 14, Fatawu's got to be at least worth 25 plus, and is on a longer contract. And I don't know. I just think.
What would you be your lowest value that you would be happy to take for him then, Chris?
It's difficult because we don't know the PSR, do we? How much we're in hock for. See, I would have to say the minimum I would take for him is 30, but I would start a lot higher than that. And it's a case of, if Liverpool, let's say Liverpool come in tomorrow, I would say, right, okay, make me an offer. This is what we want. He's on this sort of length of contract, blah, blah, blah. You've got 24 hours to make your mind up. Because if you don't, you're giving us no time to get a replacement in. Presuming Leicester being Leicester haven't been scouting, you know what I mean? So, what about you?
Yeah, it's like Richard says, like Hutchinson, other players, what they've gone for this season.
Yeah.
You know,
But they're not in the financial position that Leicester are.
No, they're not. No, they're not. I do think Fatawu is a... So El Khanousi has not proved in his goal. Like Maddison, he had plenty of goals and assists. Brownhill has got plenty of goals and assists. Even in his season before last, he got like almost 20 goals and assists. So El Khanousi has not proven his goals and assists, whereas Fatawu has got proven goals and assists, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's got end product for what he does.
Yeah.
I'd say I would say 40 million.
Yeah. I mean, but if it's a minimum, what's the minimum you would take? Is that your minimum or
35? Squeeze 30, but it depends. If he wants to go, I would say I'd take 30 million. But if he wants to stay and thinks we can get in the Premier, I'd say stick to 35, 40 million. It's like the way you set up that negotiating is you tell you've done negotiating before. Said, okay, well, that's what we want. We'll give you 24 hours, and that's what you need to be. Yeah.
Especially at this time, you know. Unfortunately, like I say, I don't like selling all these players because the players we want to sell are not the ones that are going, because people ain't going to come in and make, you know. I remember when if we sell Fatawu, as Steve said, well, we've still got Bobby Dick-Overeed, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, exactly. But this, like I say, this season is very much a needs must.
Yeah, we've accused the club, and a lot of fans have like really been slow in not taking slightly lower offers than they wanted. They are moving people. Will they move some people out that we don't want to go? Of course. We've all got favourites. You know, Casey McAteer. When I read some of the different people said next, says, "Oh, we went to a women's game. Casey was there. It was in the hospitality area. He was chatting with me. My husband's such a nice guy." And you know, some people got photos of him at 8 years old. You know, he's been with Leicester since he was 8 years old, and he's a complete fan of Leicester. So it is a shame when a real Leicester lad goes, isn't it?
It is, and he wrote a very nice leaving speech. Yeah. But no matter how much they love the club, here's go. You know,
and that was a good. You know, the club got a good price for him.
Yes. Just having. There's a lot of. I think. Don't know what I'm. Hang on. This is a bit worrying. This 2021 Liverpool secure signing of Abdul Fatawu after club president reveals sale. Now this is going back to 2021 when this was reported, and I've just gone Fatawu to Liverpool, and it's come up. The president and owner of Steadfast FC, Harunda Idusri, confirmed the sale of Ghana and wonder kid Abdul Fatawu. This comes from Football Ghana. All right, so it's a bit Football Ghana. But if, like I always say, no smoke without fire, and maybe even then they were interested.
Because he came from Sporting Lisbon, didn't he? That's what it says.
Yes. But that was obviously, we didn't sign him in 2021, so it obviously...
He was on loan. Well, we had him on loan, didn't we, at first, I think, Abdul? I'm sure we had him on loan for a season.
Yes. And then we had to sign him because we got promoted, thank God. I mean, if he goes, I don't want him to go. I would have liked to have kept McAteer, but, 12 million plus for a squad player.
So do we keep... So sometimes players go. So what if we keep selling players, like if we sell Abdul and Bilal and even JJ, I mean, why are we selling them? Is it only, do we need that much PSR, or is it to buy players?
Well, it was told that wasn't it, when he came in, he was said he's got to sell to buy. But of that 40 million so far, less to sell on, having taken a bit of off for a sell on, of that 40 million, a majority of that will be, I'm sure, PSR. We have to be seen to be doing the right things. Because remember, one of the things that the EFL can do is put a management plan in.
Yeah.
Now, they will come along and they will say, they can't say you have to sell A or you have to sell B. But they'll say you've got to sell. You have to bring this much money in by. So then, obviously, that's not going to be kept a secret. And then you've got the vultures. You have got the garage sale. So it's best to do it now and get decent prices for players. Although you could argue that we didn't get a decent price for Manson, but then you could also re-argue that after the last 2 games, yes, we did. Sorry, Mads, but he's not Leicester now, so I don't care. Like I say, the big question is how much of that is.
Yeah.
And maybe, I have to say, you would hope that the team behind the scenes, Martin Glover and his gang, are actually scouting players as we speak. Thing is, you don't want to go and buy a player and then you find somebody else has gone. You go and buy a replacement for old Canoes, thinking, yeah, we've got to replace him, but we have got other players we could use, and then we have to sell. Then Fatawu goes, thinking, shit, I wish I'd held on and bought a Fatawu replacement rather than an old Canoes replacement.
That's the same thing about Eze, isn't it? Eze going from Palace. So who have Palace got lined up? That was the rumours with Bilal, wasn't it? So they'll probably move for someone like Bilal if Eze goes.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that's Fatawu. I don't want to see him go. I don't think anybody does.
How often does a player smile in a team that much, Chris?
Daka smiles a lot, but maybe that's out of embarrassment. I don't know. But no, that's the main story. I mean, I was enjoying. I was basking in the fun of having won a game, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you win it, it's the 3 points at the end of the day. And then, like I say, you find this bloody story.
One thing I want to say, did you watch Stalacic post-match interview?
No, I haven't had a chance to do anything, mate. No.
You know what? He's giving me Kasper Schmeichel vibes with the way he's talking. Yeah. They had Marty interview, and they also had about 2.5 minute. Jacob, what a brilliant interview. Brilliant interview. He literally, he talks like Kasper.
Interesting. I just got to say, just looking at the table now, we were 4th, we're down to 7th. Damn it. But look, it's still not bad, is it? Still not bad. We'd have taken that at the start of the season, I think,
The thing with Marty, we're in such a state of flux, it's got to be really difficult for him to kind of navigate.
Yeah.
Because he knows that they know that people are interested in some of his players. He knows it.
Yes. Interestingly, Sheffield United bottom. I never saw that coming at all.
No,
but what we were gonna talk about on this show is about Faze. Now, everybody knows my thoughts on Wout Faze, and I did think about putting the wig on, but I couldn't be arsed. But we both said last night, didn't we? We both said, actually, we wouldn't mind him starting today.
No, and when he came on, he did brilliantly.
Yeah. And I think if it look, he's again. It's a World Cup year. I understand him wanting to leave. Vestergaard, I'm actually starting to change my mind, and I can't believe I'm about to say this. Don't you tell anybody. It's between you and me. Right? Nobody's watching. Nobody's listening. Cut this bit out later. I actually probably would want Vestergaard to go over Wout Faze.
Yeah, it's interesting. So Jordan Blackwell gave Vestergaard 8 out of 10
today.
Yeah.
Wow, that'll get Brad's
The biggest score. He said barely put a foot wrong, pushing, and he said he passed the ball through to Samari, who then passed the ball to Fatawu, because Samari got an assist for the goal, but he just passed the ball to Fatawu, didn't he? Really? Yeah.
But no, in fairness, it was a damn good pass.
Yeah.
You know, it was a long pass. It wasn't just a case of passing it, and he actually found Fatawu.
So yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? So it looked like Vestergaard was the guy in the driving seat, and now Faze is playing, and he's playing really well, Chris. And one thing I do like towards the end when they had a break, they had a guy up the wing. He was waiting for the Charlton guy to pass the guy on the wing, and he checked his line, and he saw that the guy was in offside position, and he just stepped up. So the guy passed the ball, and the guy was offside. That is like. That's the bit of intelligence you need, you know. Yeah.
And Vestergaard was on his arse and nearly got a second goal.
He's no question. All teams in the Championship know if they break through the middle, as it was the case in the last time we were in the Championship. Vestergaard is there for the picking.
Yes, yeah. So Richard said Liverpool have a lot of wingers. I don't see anything in this. If it had just come from the side that you said, which I say was no different to us, I wouldn't have read anything into it. That's what I said to Tom. And then when I looked at it and it was linked into Indie Killer, I'm like, oh shit, this could actually have something behind it. But then look, let's say moving on. That was there. This is about Faze. So this is with Fabrizio Romano. Leicester City defender Wout Faes could be the latest player to depart the club this summer, with Turkish side Besiktas in talks to sign him, according to Fabrizio Romano. Leicester City knew a difficult summer lay ahead after their relegation from the Premier League. LCFC took time to appoint Marti as Rude's replacement, and the Spaniard is still waiting for meaningful backing in the transfer market. But I think it's the first manager that's come in that's known the position.
Yeah.
Now we've only brought in Asmir Berkovic, of course. The expectation is more key players will depart following the exit of Madsen Manson, Casey McAteer, with Bell, El Kanous, and Abdul Fatawu among those drawing interest, as we've said. But Wout Faes could be the next man to depart, according to transfer guru Fabrizio Romano. Like I say, he's not the guru that he used to be, by any stretch of the imagination. To be honest with you, the amount he actually messages these days, it's not worth it. We would sell about Faze, though, wouldn't we?
I think we would, and I think he's wanted to go in the past, but it could be the same sort of situation as under Enzo, where a lot of players wanted to go.
Yes.
When Enzo came along, a lot of players think, no, I'd like to stay for the project. And I do think Wout Faes would like Marty as a manager. He's the kind of manager that Wout Faes would like. So it's quite interesting to see how much he wanted to leave before Marty arrived and how much he, you know.
I agree, but he's not a starter. And not being a starter, not being a starter isn't going to help his World Cup ambitions.
No, it isn't. Besiktas would suit his. Yeah.
And he's already got a mate there, because he's got Ndidi there.
Yeah. That it's interesting. You're thinking, oh, hang on a minute. So Ndidi goes to Besiktas, and then yeah.
Well, maybe Ndidi saying you need to have a look at this guy. The fans aren't particularly keen on him, but he's all right. Wout Faes, Leicester career. 122 games he's played for us. 6 goals and 3 assists. Sorry. Now, interestingly, I've not got it up in front of me how much he's on. I don't think he's one of the huge earners, is he?
No, because he got a 5-year contract, didn't he, when he was signed from? Rennes? Yeah.
But while he's been with us, he has been 2 relegations with him.
Well, that's the thing about Vestergaard. Yeah, this is a team that relegated from under Brendan Rodgers, isn't it?
Well, Vestergaard didn't play under Brendan Rodgers, so
no.
I can't blame him for that one, but Faze was playing in both. I'm just going to have a look how much he is actually on, because we do have to think about wages, don't we? And
30, 40 maybe.
let's have a look. Wout Faze, where are you? 50. No, he is actually on 50. So with that in mind, I would say bye-bye Wout.
But it's like when you compare that to what Samare and Winks are on, and Skip, who is really ineffective, I do think Wout Vaz, for the money wages he's on, is more effective than some of the players.
It's a good point, but if nobody's coming in for the other players,
that's true.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm going to say Wout Faze is on 60. Oh, sorry, Wout Faze is on 50 grand. We've got this and then another season left with him. Vestergaard is on 60. So again, but like I said, I would sooner sell Vestergaard at the moment than Wout Faze. But and Vestergaard's on more money.
So Faz really has only got a year and just under 2 years left in his contract, hasn't he?
Yeah. Same as Vestergaard. Samar is on 80. I know. Ricardo's on 80, which fair enough. And Skip's on 50.
That's like you having a sales guy driving around in a Porsche, not bringing any business in, Chris.
Exactly. Yes. No. 100% agree. 100% agree. So, what would you take for Wout Faze?
His market value, what is it, about 13 million, something like that?
Just as you were going to ask, just as you were asking that, I was actually just typing that in. But what would you take for him?
I'd say cheeky to get market value. I say if you got like 8-10 million, with his contract side of things, and it's been a love-hate relationship, hasn't it, with Faz?
I've always loved him.
You have. Well, this season you're best buddies, aren't you?
We are. Dorco, I agree, Dorco. The most was on was 25k a year, not a week. And my kids are on more than me, but then again, they have done 5 years at uni. His current market value, according to transfer market, is 15 million euros. So that's what, 12 million, 12.5 million pounds.
Yeah,
I would take that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to check, because we didn't check. I'm just going to check what Fatawu, what his market value is.
It's interesting. We're getting stuck into like the dynamics and the people in our squad. But when you looked at the way Charlton played, there were plenty of players there that probably cost 1-2 million, and they really played very well.
Yes.
Reinvest it.
His market value is 11 million pounds. Fatawu. It's not 11 million euros, so 10 million pounds. But his contract doesn't expire until 2029.
Somebody says that is that because he got injured last season, so hardly played. That
will affect it, won't it?
Getting injured. Ridiculous, crazily low, isn't it? That's crazily low value.
It is. I always laugh because when you go on to transfer market, whoever player you look at, it goes, which player do you prefer? And it gives you the player we're looking at, Fatawu, versus, and then another player, and this is Fatawu versus Faze.
Oh, I thought you said decode overread, Chris.
No, but that is easier than this decision. We don't accept 10 million for Fatawu. We've got 12 million for McAteer plus add-ons. Like we discussed before, we ask a lot more. And yes, he didn't play a lot of last season, did he? So he's never really played in the Premier League. So that will affect his market value. That's for his right toenail, says right. I do, right. How are you doing, mate? How are you doing? Look, this isn't coming from anywhere serious. This is coming from Leeds United News, which is, again, another fan-led web thing. So this is coming. This is
not deluded at all, Chris, is it?
No. A bit in fairness, like LCFC News, but at least as LCFC News, we link and we put a saying, say where these rumours have come from. I put a little picture up, they do a link, so fair play to them for that. James Justin, now it's like, say what club you're writing about without saying what club you're writing about. James Justin surely headed to Leeds United after latest Leicester City development. The fact that he didn't play today means that he's going to Leeds United. And it says here, well, yes, we know that he said he got an injury, but we're close to him becoming a Leeds player. Everton also wanted him for $6 million. Leeds like the idea of Justin, and look again, they're not going to offer him Premier League football. Even the tweet is from them, so he's got a lot to go on. I don't think there's a lot in this, but again, we've got to think smoke fire.
Yeah, I do think it would suit dynamic Leeds, because I did watch that first match against Ipswich, and Leeds were absolutely all over Ipswich. They played such a dynamic style of football, and that would Justin, with his athleticism and thickness, would fit in there. But would you really go to a team that statistically will probably go down?
Well, yes.
Or stay with Leicester, who you've been with since, 2000? When's Justin, 2009, was it, I think? Yeah. JJ signed for $8 million in 2009.
But then if the club comes along and says, we don't need you.
Yeah.
We need the money. Kieran Dewsbury-Hall didn't want to leave us, but he went. Maddison never asked for a move, but he went. Barnes was the same. That's the thing, isn't it? Once the club said, look, we need the money, and it is the Premier. I mean, Leeds, Leeds are a big club.
Yeah, and maybe JJ's put a transfer request in because he's sick of playing on the right. As you.
There is that.
Haven't you been listening to Chris on Leicester Till I Die?
So look, I don't read a lot into that, but Leeds United revealed exclusively that Leicester Justin was on Leeds' radar first. It's in the last year of his contract after 6 years. I mean, that is
right.
That is interesting. Which is a market opportunity Leeds have frequently visited under the 49ers. After 6 up and down years with the club, Justin arguably needs a fresh start by leaving Leicester. However, just as the deal was accelerating, Justin was struck by an injury for Leicester in their 2-1 defeat to Preston North End. Martin Cifuentes confirmed it was just a dead leg. He also added that he was likely to be involved in the matchday squad against Charlton today, and the fact that he's not. And I can see where they're going with that. I really can, because we've said exactly the same about El Kanoush, haven't we?
Yeah, but dead leg's one of them things, Chris. If you get a right good dead leg, it can take a couple of weeks because it really just damages your central muscle. Which, because if you're sprinting, you could do your do your quad. So
believe it or not, and you might find this hard to believe, I don't get many sporting injuries.
Don't you need it for propping yourself up at the bar, Chris?
Yeah, that would be me, the muscles in my arm, but James Justin, market value here. Did we done this? €30 million for James Justin.
That's about right, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but he has, like I say, he is out of contract in June next year. Look, I have to say, I'm dreading next week because we've got a week of.
Yeah, I think there'll be a few shows coming up, won't there, Chris?
I think this is going to be nightly. I think this new show next week. We're also doing a transfer day deadline special if you want to join us for that, Wayne. That's on the Monday, and that will probably be 5 till 7 on the Monday, just to round it off. So we'll be talking about the deals that we've done, and then obviously watching the clock. It's finishing at 7 p.m. That's an early finish, isn't it?
Yeah, was it midnight the other one?
11, I think it was, yes. But then you
were like making cards and doing anything because there was no news coming through, was it?
It wasn't. It's the most boring transfer show ever done. But thank you very much for coming on, Wayne. Really appreciate it, mate. Wayne in pink, me in blue. Look, it matches the hat. No, it doesn't.
Oh, you got a different hat on, Chris. You got a different hat on.
Yeah, this is the colour hat.
Jim.
Yes, you see that and that go, doesn't it?
Lovely, mate. Lovely.
Hey, look, mate. Have a good weekend. Thanks so much. And we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, mate.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Whoops, a daisy. There we go. That's me. Just giving you ladies a full view of Wayne there. We're going to be back Monday night. We're going to be doing the review. I think it's about 8 o'clock. We'll probably be back at 6 o'clock with the transfer, with the news show like you've done here. While we're talking rumours, they're only ever going to be short shows. They're not going to be an hour and a half or two, because until it's all confirmed, what's the point? But thanks so much. Click the like button, subscribe if you're new, click that notification bell. You'll never miss another show. If you're watching on catch up, I'm being attacked by a fly here. If you're watching on catch up, add your comments below, and you can still like the video and subscribe. And if you've been listening via your favourite podcast platform, thank you all very much indeed. Have a really good night. I'm going to go off and watch the game again on YouTube. Enjoy your weekend. Don't do anything I won't enjoy. Take care all. Good night.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.